Now to our third match, and we go to Norwood. Conditions not all that good there, as we'll see shortly. Norwood were at home to North Adelaide, and the commentary is picked up at the 12-minute mark of the first quarter by Jerry Harrison and Daryl Hicks.
13 points, Norwood. North haven't opened their account. Redden up, Hall, a fine grab.
It's an outstanding mark over the top of a good mark in Redden.
To the lead of Kelly, not well directed. Jarman couldn't control it. Kelly takes, gives to McIntosh.
Play.
Smothered well, Jarman. McIntosh pushing it back for Scanlon, who looked for the free kick and got it.
Well, going to be a lot of frees like that for the player in front.
Bad hand pass to Hillier. Jarman clear for Tiller. North from the centre. Straight and long, but Warhurst in the way for Norwood.
Good play, Craig Barham shepherded his teammate at centre-half back in Warhurst. He was under the hammer, protected well from Dietrich by Barham.
Barham finds Hall, who feeds Hellier. In turn, Ross. Norwood running well. Through half forward to the pocket. Kelly will contest. Couldn't control. Greg Thomas, in fact, Payne it is across for Fosdyke. Sets him up nicely, and Fosdyke puts it through for his first. The Redlegs, 3 goals, 1, North no score, 13 minutes played in the first term.
Well, Lester Ross down the ground, created a loose man. It was Norwood on the run when the ball went over the top. It's the quick reflex play, Payne the hand pass to Fosdyke on his own, no pressure, right in front, an excellent goal.
As Scanlon goes in, Kelly out the back edge, hooks towards goal, won't be online, but Greg Thomas is there. A little bit too much pace for Armfield. Payne. David Payne. As David Payne is snuck in there, he looked to play on. And Armfield has got his hands full with this youngster. Payne knocks it through for his second goal, and the Redlegs to a 26-point lead 18 minutes into the first term.
Well, Norwood once again are taking the ball down the field quickly. Over the top, read beautifully by Aish. Payne's pace is bothering Armfield. He won the mark on the point line.
Malcolm Ellis taking the kick in for North Adelaide to the lead of Parsons. Armfield will contest against McIntosh. Getting the fist clear. Having the area was Malloy. Big Parsons. Over for Hart. Up to the half-forward area. Simmons out. With him is Ross. Slips it over for Wildy. Charging through Arnold. Gives it to Campbell. Campbell into the goal square looking for Dietrich. Could bounce through for a goal. It's home. The Roosters' first score. A goal at the 1.5-minute mark of this second term.
Well, there's Paul Arnold. Threw the ball out. He's now at centre-half forward. It's Campbell. Puts the ball over the top of Dietrich. The ball just clear, and it's through for North's first.
Craig Barham looking for a lead. None forthcoming. He drives long, good distance. Looks for Michael Annie. The ball bouncing to the centre wing area. Michael Annie helps it on its way. Payne up. First man there. Worming out. Gave it beautifully to Gallagher. In through half forward. Robertson Wildy. Keith Thomas does it well. Hooks it wide. The lead from Michael Ace. It's beautifully dispatched. And clever football for the Redlegs to have a shot at goal.
They've got a wonderful understanding of Thomas and Aish. Keith Thomas looked up, placed the ball perfectly for Michael Aish. Plenty of time to use the body, elbows under. An orthodox chest mark.
1 goal to date for Michael Aish. He now has 2, and the Redlegs move to 5 goals, 7. North Adelaide 1-2, Norwood by 28 points at the 12-minute mark, second term. Hine goes short. Fosdyke centre wing. Directing the play to centre half forward. Kelly using the body. Traps it. Ellis goes in with him for a bounce.
Well, Norwood more positive. Attacked the ball with their body strength. McIntosh setting the way. North difficult in winning possession.
McIntosh emerging. Over the top for Greg Thomas. Hooks towards goal. That's his first for the game. Norwood 6-6, North 1-2, 17-minute mark, second term.
It's the tap down from Michael Annie. The hand pass from McIntosh to Greg Thomas. Without the shoe, barefoot, right through the centre off the right boot.
He drives short. Fosdyke, deep in the pocket. Almost on. Now drives across to centre half forward looking for McIntosh. Campbell closed on him. Coming clear, it's worked over for Hart to the centre wing area and Tiller.
Well, Hart and Tiller are gradually getting into the game. Not a lot of mobility, not a lot of confidence as yet.
Up looking for Hart, back for Tiller. Over the top, taking it Gayling. Bit of a stoush on between Jarvis and Gayling. 15-metre penalty might go in North's favour. That's Russell Gayling. In the left forward pocket, probably outside distance. It'll drop in the square. Hines sets himself or drops the setter. Bunn works it out nicely. Phillips hooks towards goal and has put it through for his first. North move to 2-2, trailing Norwood 6-6 by 28 points.
Well, Russell Gayling just outside his distance, placed the ball for the ruckman to fly. Hine dropped the ball. Bunn out to Simmons. The quick kick. No, it's Phillips, and it's a good goal.
Craig Barn again going to that outer side, getting good distance with the kick. Phillips almost. Darryl Hart coming into the play well. Jarman left behind. Hart waiting, Jarman there, and the umpires give him a free kick for a high tackle.
Well, they're the decisions that have to be given by umpires. It's the player on the bottom of the pack who took the risk.
Jarman working clear, or he's got completely clear towards the goals. Holds clean bowled, and it's through for a goal.
Oh.
North trail by 21 points, 3-4 to Norwood 6-7.
And the North Adelaide players, they dance with joy. Nothing much to watch. Jarman eluded. McIntosh straightened, saw he was clear, went to the goal square. Watch John Hall. Beaten by the leg break. It's a goal to the centreman.
The umpire takes a little mud off the ball. Fosdyke the tap away. Hart the quick kick forward. Under it is Arnold. And North Adelaide grabbing the initiative in the first 6 minutes of this quarter. Paul Arnold driving direct and on line. Not enough distance. The mark will be paid. And
Yes.
Bunn will go back directly in front of goal.
Clearly taken by Bunn. Arnold placed the ball in the goal square. One only up. Hellier in late, and the umpire's decision was quite correct.
So Philip Bunn has an opportunity for his first goal. Correct side for the left foot. Makes no mistake at all. North 4-4. Trail Norwood 6-7 by 15 points. 7 minutes into this third term. To the lead of Simmons. Is well directed.
A lot more confidence in the North Adelaide game.
In he goes again to the lead of Dietrich. Was well placed.
Well, I think he's just outside of his scoring distance, and he's in the mud. If he comes back, he certainly won't make the square.
Grenville trying to build towards that century. Big screw punt. It's an enormous kick. That's his first for the day. North trail by 9 points, 5-4 to the Redlegs 6-7. Matthew Campbell wide to Jarman, who's worked extremely hard trying to create opportunities. Defensive side of centre. He goes into that spot. Fosdyke almost. Jamie Mason through. Flanked by Ellis. Awkward looking kick into the bog for Campbell. Around the corner, positioning himself Phillips. All paid the mark for trying. Phillips now. Dietrich gives the lead. Phillips goes the other way looking for Arnold. And play on was the call. Lester Ross feeds it to Lachlan and turn Gallagher. Norwood off the half-back line into the space. Riley's positioned himself well for a good mark.
David Tiller, the North Adelaide follower, making position. The ball across to Malcolm Ellis.
And Ellis off the centre wing area for Phillips inside half forward, but three-quarter time before the kick was away. And North Adelaide trailed by 16 points at the three-quarter time break. 7 goals, 8, 50 points. Norwood, North 5-4-34. Rowan Hellier to the right forward pocket. Wildy the hand pass away, the knock away, but Roberts is penalised for holding.
Oh, what's going to do? The umpires rushed up to Rocky Roberts. John Hilton has been pushed aside. Rocky Roberts, you have been spoken to.
Wildy in, Clisby breaking clear. Short, Michael Annie. Oh, the biff about the head. Cop that from Ellis.
Yes, quite accidental. Malcolm Ellis came in late and attempted to spoil. James Michael Annie took it chin high. Rocky Roberts is being spoken to again. And umpire Hilton has rushed in and taken the ball away for Michael Annie and is going to be given to Malcolm Ellis.
Ellis is loose there. He drives in through half forward and finds Klopp.
Perfect football by North Adelaide, out of defence from Clisby.
He goes in short, looking for Gayling, well trapped. Gayling
hanging on.
Gets the free kick for tagging.
Well, the feature of that passage of play was the ball was directed across ground by David Tiller. He's really set it up for North in the forward line.
Russell Gayling has an opportunity for his first. He has converted, and North cut the deficit to 11 points, 6-4 to Norwood, 7-9, 10-minute mark final term. Ace trying to work out of the centre. Left it for Gallagher, but it's stolen by Jarman, given to Tiller. Through half forward they go and Klopp again. So the Roosters have lifted. They sense that they can get in this game. Campbell inside half forward for Gayling. Gayling towards goal, looks good. Oh, got his second. And it's only 5 points to difference. 7-4 North, 7-9 Norwood.
Well, that ball went out to Russell Gayling and he's kicked his second within the last minute. It's really fiery stuff from North Adelaide. They're in with a chance. Well, the players crowded, both sides trying to break clear and neither able to do so.
It's centre wing. Loose one out the back. Gallagher there for Norwood. Can't get clear. In goes Keith Thomas. He's stolen by Jarman. Over for Campbell and North Adelaide go in. Through the half-forward line. Jarvis in front. Ross at the back. Gayling trying to work clear. Gayling tumbling it in. Charging out Dietrich. Feeds it out. Gayling. Hart. The snapshot online is through for 1 point only, and North trail by 5 points.
It's a very important shot for goal then by Darryl Hart. 7 points were needed to get in front. He's kicked the first one.
Justin Scanlon the kick in. High and up. Simmons has read it well. Goes towards goal. At the back. Whoa! Goal! And North Adelaide take the lead at the 18-minute mark. 8 goals, 5 to Norwood, 7-10.
Well, the ball went in high, the big men contested. Simmons sat, he ran through the mud, he cleared himself. Now watch the work of David Tiller. He hurled off both the Norwood players. It went over the top, it bounced through, and North Adelaide hit the front.
Redden has the North lit. Ace gets the free kick at the centre circle. Now the substance of Norwood being really under the microscope. Gallagher over for Greg Thomas, pushed in the back. Greg Thomas the free kick.
Good decision, umpire.
Greg Thomas swings it wide, finds the chest of Fantasia. So Jim Fantasia, who came on at the last change. A very heavy ball at this stage, but Simmons was able to produce the goods at the other end. Kick from Fantasia, not enough distance. Wildy takes it, but it's through for a point, and the scores are locked together at the 19.5-minute mark. Trevor Clisby looking for Klomp. Ace from behind the spoil. Payne working through. Trying to break that wall. Couldn't penetrate. A bounce will result.
Umpire Foster right on the scene considered whether David Payne had won the free.
Klomp trying to work out. The quick kick from Payne. Roberts will get the free kick. And the Norwood supporters are rather happy at the decision.
Well, that's the luck of the game. Neville Roberts was in front, David Wildy in the position to cover, and just that little bit of an infringement puts Roberts on line for his almost his first shot at goals. He has not kicked a goal today.
So from Norwood's point of view, a crucial kick. They've led all day, 28 points at the first and at half-time, 16 at three-quarter time, and the lead wrestled away from them at the 18-minute mark. Roberts puts them in front with a 1 point.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Roberts did that on purpose. It was the closest. He knew he could kick the score. He went straight for the points.
The outer side, looking for Campbell, and he uses the white line.
Dangerous players across the centre for both teams. All have done particularly well considering the conditions.
The rain has stopped, but the ball is absolutely saturated. Ace feeds it, it's fed back for Ace. Into the centre half forward spot. Greg Thomas there, good control. Kelly overlooking for Greg Thomas. Left it behind. Riley out now for Clisby. Clisby driving up looking for Bunn. With him there is Rowan Hellier. Bunn feeding it over the top, will get a free kick.
Good play, Bunn. Kept his body over the ball, tapped it on, looking for Trevor Clisby. Clisby's been a real dasher from the last line.
Philip Bunn, the forward pocket player, well downfield to the half-forward area. Knocked away from Phillips. Michael Annie back on the ground. Riley in the way, that's his opponent.
North have to break across field if they possibly can to create an opening.
In goes Riley, looking for Arnold. Hine at the back. Jarman steals, puts it up high. Scanlon versus Tiller. Tiller the mark.
Wonderful positioning by David Tiller.
The ball will be brought back. Dittrich got loose. Tiller went to seize the opportunity, but he's about 5 metres too far to starboard.
And he's just outside his scoring distance. He'll have to try and run around the man on the mark or look for the pass, because Norwood have got two players in defence. They've got Baum and Hine who could spoil.
The kick from Tiller is on line, but not enough distance to ground. In there goes McIntosh, fed out for Ross and turn Gallagher. The kick from Gallagher is long to the outer side and will be thrown in at half forward right for North. It will be a bounce. Michael Annie getting the thump, Klomp the kick. Gallagher called to play on, tumbles one through. Caught his heart, holding the ball. Good tackle applied by Payne. And Darryl Hardy's worked his heart out. Payne the kick. Screw punt, in through half forward. The back of the pack, Kelly can't keep it in play. And a throw in about 20 metres from the right behind post, as time continues to tick away. Fosdyke up there and it's all over. Norwood have got up. 7 goals, 12, 54, defeating North Adelaide 8-5, 53 by one solitary point.
Well, they had a few more scoring shots. It was a good start by Norwood and looked as though they could go right on, but a fine recovery by North Adelaide and got it right to that margin of just the 1 point, with Norwood leading by 28 at both quarter time and half time, 16 by three-quarter time, and finally 1 point. The goal scorers for Norwood, Payne, Aish and Greg Thomas each kicked 2, while for North Adelaide, Campbell and Galing each kicked 2 and the rest were singles. And Fosdyke regarded as best on ground. Aish, Warhurst, Hellier, McIntosh and Gallagher, the other better players for Norwood, while for North Adelaide, Campbell, Jarman, Tiller, Hart, Riley and Arnold were the best of the players. Well, although cemented in the 5, Norwood probably didn't gain much in confidence today, and after the match, Coach Neil Baum spoke with Jerry Harrison.
Well, Neil, 1 point, but it's still a victory, and into the 5, 1 week away. Perhaps the solid finish may well give you a good foundation when the drier turf's about.
Yes, I thought our first quarter particularly was very, very good, carrying on from last week, and second quarter fair, but then the second half, what did we kick, 1-6 or something? It was just not the best second half we've ever put in, but I was pleased that at least we pulled it out in the end when we had to. We had to get the ball back at our end and hold the ball there, which we did.
Well, one wouldn't have been surprised had there been a hangover after last Sunday's game, which virtually cemented your place in the 5, yet your first term was, in the conditions, was brilliant football.
Yes, I think our blokes were very aware of that problem, and they've G'd themselves up to make sure they did, get on top of the game, and because there is a problem, and the game today in real terms didn't mean anything. So it's a bit hard for them to really get themselves up, knowing that in a couple of weeks' time there's serious footy on. So, I mean, I don't forgive them for that, because I thought we should have gone on with it and won well. I think momentum is a very important thing, but it is a factor you've got to consider.
So it's perhaps a late hangover coming when things maybe appeared too easy in the first half, because you did control the game throughout the first half.
Yeah, we had the ball most of the time. I think it was. They just got a bit lax and thought, oh, well, this is going to be a bit easy.
Conditions certainly didn't suit either side, and it's 2 weeks now that you've had to run on this. Are you looking forward to drier conditions and perhaps football park?
Oh, yeah, I think it suits us a lot better. I think we've got our movement of the ball, and our free-running players certainly would relish being on footy park.
Perhaps North Adelaide might say they were beaten by 3 seconds. Phillips' goal, 3/4 time, 2 paces before he kicked the ball.
Oh, yeah, I think you can dissect the game, and it depends which way you look at it. We probably should have won by 6 goals. You could make up a lot of things to say that.
Well, certainly ifs and buts in a day like today, where the free kicks could have gone or chances could have gone. But never mind. A fortnight away from the finals. Good luck.
Yes, we're really looking forward to it.
Well done, Neil. Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Neil Baum there with Jerry Harrison. Well, the round was completed today with the match at Westies visiting South Adelaide, the Adelaide Oval. So let's have a look at the scores there, with quite a close decision in the final analysis, with Westies leading all day, but South nearly got in a particularly low-scoring second half, just 12-12, 84 to 10-21, 81. So it looks as though from the number of scoring shots there, South Adelaide should have perhaps done a little better as well. Let's have a look at the Premiership ladder as a result of today's games, with Port Adelaide now a little bit of a margin on percentage away from Glenelg, who didn't improve much last night. Central District in 3rd position, South Adelaide in 4th and Norwood in 5th, and I don't think it really matters too much about the rest of them. Let's have a look now at the goal kickers, and we've got Tim Evans with 115, kicking 4 today. There's no way that Tim Evans won't be the top goal kicker for the season. There's not too many left, actually, that have got too many more matches to play, so with a lead of 22 goals, he's going to be well and truly in as the top goal kicker of the season. Well, time to talk now to Darryl Hicks, and Darryl, you saw Norwood and North. I just wonder, are Norwood solid enough to go on from 5th spot, do you think, or was it just the conditions today?
Yeah, conditions were very hard at Norwood. Norwood have done well on the small ground of late. It's going to be an interesting last match between Norwood and South. It's a preview to the elimination final, and we'll see how they both handle the big ground. They were very lucky to win today, Norwood. North, many times this year, have lost by being unable to convert. They, as Jerry made the point to Neil Baum, they were beaten by 3 seconds, and there were many incidents. North outscored Norwood 6-3 to 1-6 in the second half. So that's an indicator that North played well.
Yes. Who do you think coped with the conditions better? I noticed there was a couple of dry patches out on the far side of the ground. The ball didn't seem to get there too often.
It's amazing how people like Keith Thomas and Michael Aish find the dry spaces. I think when you train on a ground so often that perhaps you can actually do that. And Norwood did control the ball early in the game, and they looked an excellent side, and they have balanced up well. I thought Neil Baum let them off at quarter time. His players hadn't grouped at quarter time, and I thought that he must accept some of the blame for their dismal last 3 quarters. He didn't put the pressure on his players at quarter time.
Well, as a premiership prospect, Central District probably should have won by more against Woodville?
Well, that's hard to say, isn't it? Because the two clubs are traditional enemies, and
They were today.
peers in the third quarter. Well, there's all sorts of rumours about the number of players reported, and I believe that some important players, Bytheen and Wright, have been injured for Centrals, and with Brett Hannum playing in the reserves, it's important that Centrals do get those key position players back and well. But any win against Woodville for Centrals is a good one.
Right. West Adelaide came good today and played very well against South. As we know, they only got in by 3 points, but Neil Curley's probably had a bit of a job to G them up, I think.
I think, as I said on radio, I thought that the next two games, that's today and next week, would be the hardest two games in the career of a coach to try and motivate himself and arouse his players to perform. Full credit to West Adelaide players. They're paying tribute to their coach by fighting out the season, and they've played well. We know they've had the talent. It's just those little factors have gone against them to prevent them getting the momentum they had in '83.
There were a couple of things happened during the season. At one stage, Neil Curley, after a defeat, said, we can't get into the five. Mathematically,
Yes.
It was possible that they could. So perhaps that wasn't a wise thing to say. I always wonder, too, about announcing your retirement midway through a season. Or
Yes.
not quite midway, but during anyway.
Well, Neil could look back in hindsight and wonder, and we will never know. But we were surprised when he said, I think he's the master of the reverse psychology, and so he was up to his normal tricks. But we'll never know, will we? Except that they lost Peter Murat and they missed Lindner at centre-half forward, and it just goes to show there's not much difference between the great teams and the average teams.
Well, let's have a look next week with Norwood and South playing and then meeting again the week after in the elimination final. Both of those games on Football Park. So, as you mentioned before, the bigger ground might have something in favour of South because they normally play on a bigger ground. What about Norwood?
Yes, I think that now. We saw Norwood beat Port Adelaide at Football Park earlier in the season. They have restructured their team since. They're playing the big man Michael Annie at centre-half forward. It was interesting that Neil Button saw out the total 120 minutes in the reserves today. He'll be a good reserve now for Neil Baum, and if they lose Hall or lose a big man, it'd be nice to have Neil Button, a proven champion and a proven finals player. But, well, let's wait and see, because anything can happen. And I really think there's nothing between the top four, maybe 5 teams, and that injuries and that little bit of luck and perhaps selection are going to swing the '84 premiership.
Righto, thank you, Darryl. We'll see you at the same time next week.